Oh, grandfather!
What's the matter with you, my child?
A monster! A monster will set fire to the city and trample on the people who try to run away.
A mountain appears above the clouds. A monster will destroy the world.
What does it mean?
The one that came out of Mount Fuji is a cyborg.
Cyborg?
It is made out of the space metal. You could call it a MechaGodzilla.
Damn Godzilla. You're mistaken if you think your powers are a match for MechaGodzilla. So Godzilla is still alive. We'll have to teach it another lesson. MechaGodzilla. Beat Godzilla to death.
What's up, everybody? Had a very good box day this week. Excellent box day. The X Plus Gigantic Series MechaGodzilla from X Plus, of course. First non-Godzilla. The first non-Godzilla Gigantic in the Toho series for X Plus. Great figure. Excellent figure. The box is pretty standard fare, cardboard brown box, MechaGodzilla silhouette on the box, but pretty standard fare. But it's not as big of a box as you would think for a Gigantic. It's kind of misleading, actually, to box. I think Biolante's box was much bigger than that box, so it's just pretty crazy. But he fit in there pretty snug. Tail was, of course, detached, just like the others. You heat up the base and then tail goes right on. So, but I just noticed as I'm doing this video, MechaGodzilla fired one of his missiles on his left hand there, and I quickly went to look for it and can't find it. Hopefully I'll find it upstairs somewhere, but I had it. It's on there when I did the pictures for the diorama in this video, and but it wasn't on there when I posted in the X Plus group the figure of the year picture with me wearing the mask. If you notice on his hand, I think that finger missile is missing the tip of it. So it's in my diorama room somewhere, but it's so small that I'm gonna have to. It may have rolled underneath the tables in my diorama room where I have all the diorama stuff, so I might have to do some searching after a while, see if I can find it. But he got mad, I guess, and fired one of his missiles. Maybe there's a hole in my wall up there. But yeah, but this figure is awesome. Of course, from my favorite movie, Godzilla movie, 1974, Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla. That's very closely followed by Godzilla versus Gigan. I always kind of seesaw back and forth between those two as far as my favorite, but if I was twisted on an arm and forced, it would be 1974 Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla. Great movie. Of course, everybody knows the story of that film. Great plot, great kaiju action in it, of course, and the introduction of this awesome guy, MechaGodzilla. This figure is really impressive, really nicely done by X Plus. Bravo to them. Great capture of MechaGodzilla from the film. Pretty short tail, of course. That's what MechaGodzilla had in the movie. Very nicely done. Has the metal type scales on either side of the tail running up and down the tail there. The little fin at the back of the tail that sticks up, of course. Nice capture of that. Nice bolts on the tail on those scales, metal scales. It's really nicely done. Of course, up his back is his row of metallic dorsal plates. Nicely done there. Really cool. They captured that very well. Very good. Of course, he has some articulation. His head does turn almost all the way around, actually. It's pretty cool. His arms do move. I think his legs even move a little bit, and his hands do move. You can move his hands. They do turn. They're stiff, but they do turn. So it's pretty cool. He has some articulation in there. But they captured him really well. His feet, of course, 3 toes on either foot. Mistletoes, I should say. Mistletoe. But that's what they are. They are missiles on his toes. His toes are missiles. But they're nicely captured. Of course, up and down both legs. Nice capture of the suit. Nice bolts and stuff on his legs. The accordion style folds in the knee area. Captured real well there. Spikes on either knee. Big spikes caught. Actually kind of pointy, really. Really cool. The accordion folds in the midsection at the hip area. Really cool. His chest plate is captured really well here, and it does open to reveal his chest laser there, which is pretty cool. And if you watch the movie, when that opens up and he fires that, they really did a good job of representing that area. I think they really nailed it as far as that goes. That's pretty cool. Of course, his arms, really nice accordion style there at the shoulders, of course, and then slightly in the elbow areas, the accordion fold type deal. And then MechaGodzilla emblem in red on either shoulder area, upper arm area right there, really cool. Of course, his finger missiles prevalent there, very dangerous. And of course, the whole area of contention of MechaGodzilla for some people in the X Plus group is this bend here at the wrist area going into the hand. It's kind of facing down like that, and it is on both arms. More pronounced on his left arm, I think. But what I see, for me, it's just capturing the man in suit situation. You do see that in the movie a couple times, at least I did, where you see this kind of a action going on. Maybe the actor's arms weren't long enough to reach all the way, you know, to the hands, and maybe that's why that happened. Who knows? I don't know. But you do see this in the film, and in some of the battle scenes. MechaGodzilla has this little slight bend down in the wrist area on the arms. So I have zero problem with it, and plus it has some nice suit type wrinkles here in that area as well, so that identifies how the suit was wrinkled, which is what we're dealing with back there in 1974. So I have zero issue with it, to be honest. I think it's great. I think it adds to it. It doesn't take away, it adds to it. Of course, we get up here to the neck area, nicely done. These 4 pattern bolts on either side of the neck. Captured really well. The screen type air intake or what have you here on the neck area as well. Captured that nicely. Captured his face really, really good. Nice bolt patterns on either side of his face there, up by his ears, on his lower chin, on either side of his nostrils here. Really cool. Nice. Captured his horn on the solo horn on top of his head. Big dramatic eyebrows. The MechaGodzilla had big yellow eyes, the red ear area. Very captured all very nicely on this figure. For me, I already said it. This is the figure of the year for me. I don't see nothing beating it. I don't have the 93 Godzilla. I have the standard, and it'll be coming from Hobby Search probably next year at this point. But I had 3 contenders with this and 2 others, and this just, for me, it's all about this. It's fantastic. I'm a show guy at heart, so I don't see whatever's coming the rest of this year topping this for me. I really don't. So it's great figure. If you're waiting on it, you're going to be really pleasantly surprised. And I guess I would suggest be careful. Watch your tips, missile tips on his fingers, because I got one missing. Maybe he got mad and just fired it, like I said, in a rage in my diorama room. So I'm guessing that's where I lost it, because that's where he was the whole time, in that room when I was taking pictures and stuff. And I'm hoping I can find it. If I don't find it, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It'll be all right, but I hope I can find it. But a really great figure from X Plus, guys. I can't stress enough how great this thing is. I love it. I love MechaGodzilla. To me, MechaGodzilla is Godzilla's archenemy. I know that's blasphemy probably, because a lot of people refer to King Ghidorah as that, but King Ghidorah hasn't put the butt whippings on Godzilla that MechaGodzilla has over the years. MechaGodzilla has really beat Godzilla down multiple times in their encounters, and no other kaiju can really say that, in my opinion. That's why, to me, MechaGodzilla is the ultimate arch rival to Godzilla, and always will be. Alright, let's do some size comparisons with this big guy, and let's bring up some couple size comparisons right now. Alright, everybody, here are all my Showa MechaGodzillas I have right now. From X Plus, of course, the 30 centimeter, 1974. This is the Rick that comes with the base and stuff. He won't stand real well without his base, so I didn't bring the base, so we'll just let him lean back a bit. And then we got the 1975 MechaGodzilla from X Plus. Both very nice figures, nicely done, nice captures of MechaGodzilla. I just feel like this big one is really superior to the 30 centimeter, even in my view, as far as accuracies and to the suit in the movie. The paint app on this big guy is fantastic, by the way. Very well done. But it looks and trends more toward the movie, the gigantic, in my opinion, than the 30. Even the 30, and the 30 is great too. So really cool. Alright, we'll do one more size comparison. Bring up a couple gigantics with him, and we'll do that right now. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Last size comparisons I'm going to do with the gigantic MechaGodzilla. Here is my custom Godzilla 1975 holding MechaGodzilla's head. And then X Plus gigantic Godzilla 1964 Rick edition with the he has an interchangeable jaw and the blue dorsal plates. As you can see, MechaGodzilla stands over top of both of these as far as height wise. He is really pretty tall of a figure, almost 20 inches I'd say, right at it. Now, I think Leslie Chambers had a good size comparison with him and the gigantic 89, and the 89 is still the tallest. But MechaGodzilla is actually really close to him, so he's not real big and bulky like the other Godzillas and stuff in the gigantic line, but he is very tall. So when we get a 74 Godzilla, I'm guessing he'll be up to around here or so, because MechaGodzilla is slightly taller, so he'll be up to about his chin or so, which is, I would think, is where he should be. He wasn't super smaller than tall wise as MechaGodzilla in the movie, but he is shorter. So I'd say his height will be should be about right here. Godzilla, a 74. Hopefully X Plus gives us a gigantic 74 now that they gave us this guy. That would be really, really cool. That's my wish for a next gigantic, is a 74 to go with this great MechaGodzilla. Alright, we'll have some final thoughts on MechaGodzilla, and let's go on to that right now. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Here he be, like I said, all his glory, the MechaGodzilla 1974 gigantic series from X Plus. Great first non-Godzilla Toho gigantic for X Plus. Could lead to a lot of great things. I know they've talked about a gigantic Gigan in the past. Man, that would be awesome. If they did that, show a Gigan, that's an instant buy for me personally, if that happens. I know William Fett from the Godzilla Files is a huge Gigan fan, and he don't own any gigantics, but I believe he said that if they do that gigantic Gigan and it's done right, he will probably be on board. So that would be awesome for him too. But I'm down with the gigantic Gigan. I love to see a gigantic Hedra. If I'm picking on Godzillas, I would like to see a gigantic Hedra. He would be easy. Like MechaGodzilla probably wasn't that difficult. A gigantic Hedra wouldn't be that hard. Because it's hard to make them all gigantic. Like I would say Ghidorah is unrealistic for him. It's just too massive. That's why there's only 25 centimeter Ghidorahs in my opinion, because a 30 centimeter would just be crazy big. But some of them they could manage it, you know, like Hedra. Even the King Caesar, to go with him and a gigantic Godzilla 74, I think they could pull that off. I mean, that would be cool, you know, to have all three in the gigantic line, you know. So, but this figure is great. I highly recommend it. If you're waiting on it from Hobby Search, you will be pleasantly surprised. By the way, I did end up paying the extra for this guy. It was expensive. It was like just over $200 extra, and that was shipped to Ohio. So, but it was well worth it, because I talked with Leslie Chambers and AJ Russo on our previous pre-game live stream, and they were both high praise of it and said if you can manage it and afford it, I would highly recommend, for this figure in particular, paying the extra to get him. So I decided on doing it, and the main reason I did decide is not only them saying that, but my overtime did come back at my work, and that's where a lot of my collecting money comes from, is my overtime I work. So that came back, and that helped make the decision for me to get this guy. So if you can afford it, I mean, this is the one figure. I agree with Leslie Chambers and AJ Russo. If you can afford it, do it for this figure. I did, and I have no regrets. So it's a great figure. Watch your missile tips, my biggest suggestion. But I would highly recommend it. I will bring the camera closer now to look at this guy a little closer, and I want to thank everyone that tunes into my channel. This is Phil the Kaiju King from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. Y'all stay safe, and I'll talk to you again soon.